Because every day above ground is a good day. Some are just more questionable than others. Wednesday edition, 7 on the board. Let's get rolling with LeBron James. Season-ending press conference, being asked about his plans. Take a listen to what LeBron says, or better yet, what he doesn't. Take a look.
Tonight, was there any thought at all that, this could have been your last game with the Lakers?
I'm not going to answer that. Appreciate it.
And he's out. Question. Why didn't LeBron just answer the question? You already know why. Who loves the attention more than LeBron? Who loves to be the soap opera more than LeBron? Who needs to be needed, wants to be wanted more than LeBron? He wants the conversation all offseason to be, hey, come to our team. Or Laker fans to say, hey, please stay. Or will he wait and see what happens with Bronny in the draft? The bottom line here is LeBron didn't answer because he knows the answer, but he wants all of us to wonder, and he wants to be the story the entire offseason. Think like Aaron Rodgers, except the basketball version, our brother LeBron. As we roll on to number 6 in the countdown, and it comes to us from Major League Base Brawl last night. Tampa Bay, Milwaukee, take a look at what looks like a routine play, but then suddenly goes really, really wrong. Take a look.
On the ground, first base, Hoskins flips to Uribe. 1 up, 1 down. Siri retired.
And something was said.
They and Siri exchanging some words, and here we go.
And let's go.
That's not what you want to see. And here we go.
Yeah. A lot of holding, and a lot of grabbing, and a whole lot of missing. Let's take a look one more time in slow motion before we get the question. I want you to notice the contact that is not made. Take a look. Uribe is going to get a shot here, and he's going to miss badly. And then we're going to get a shot back, which is more one of those little tiger crowd, little snake blasts. All right, let's get back at it. Question. Are Major League Baseball players the worst fighters in sports? You saw the slow-mo. You saw an open hand slap that missed badly and also was avoided. And then you saw a comeback that was a little snake charm, little tiger. Whew. What in the world is that? Fellas, be better than this. Do better than this. In the hierarchy of the big four of American sports, you have the NFL, the NBA, MLB, the NHL. The worst fighters in all of sport are actually the NBA players. They're too long. All they do is windmill. They do this, they're terrible. Major League Baseball players, second worst. NFL players, they're pretty good fighters. They're pretty good. Obviously, NHL, that's part of the game. They are the best. It's no wonder that the NBA players are always at UFC events and love the UFC because they're the ones that most need the help on how to throw a punch. That's just embarrassing. Question answered. Major League Baseball players, second worst fighters. Only to the NBA. And that gets us just like that to number 5. Presented by Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Crispy, crunchy, juicy, golden brown, fried perfection. Go to budschicken.com. B is for Buds. It's also for baseball, but it's also for bees. 1.5 plus delay last night in Arizona with the Dodgers in town. What could hold up a game like that long? Take a look at what went wrong.
Due to a bee colony forming on the protective netting behind home plate. We ask that you please be patient.
Oh, I saw what you did there. Do you hear what you get? Please be patient. So then they got to bring in the exterminator. They got to bring in the dude who's the pest control guy. He's a beekeeper, I guess. Apparently, C-Cat tells me he was at his kid's T-ball game. This dude had a night for himself. Take a look at the recap, what happened when he showed up.
Hero of the day, Matt Hilton is his name, and he has lived it up. They were chanting MVP. They were playing I Need a Hero, and he was that hero. He got the place clear. And just a moment ago, he threw out the ceremonial first pitch. They just announced that he's going to be available for interviews in the press box at 8:45.
Unreal.
Matt Hilton, 37-year-old father of 4, movie star, good looks, now a superstar. You can't
I mean, listen, this dude took advantage of the opportunity. He had a moment, and he said, he's pumping up the crowd. He's like this. He's Hulk Hogan in it. He is having a night of it. All eyes on him. He loves it. When he took off his little beekeeper thing, what do you call that, the veil? He threw his hands up like it was like a luchador reveal. Like it was some big WWE. Oh, my God, it's him. Who knew it was him? Matt Hilton had himself a night. The question is the B delay good for baseball? First of all, Arizona, you guys play inside. What's with the bee infestations? You playing indoors. This was great for baseball. People are talking about baseball at the height of the NBA playoffs, in the days following the NFL draft, in the midst of the Stanley Cup, which is the best playoff of all. Run. This B delay was the best thing that could happen for Matt, his business. He's going to be a legend for certain, and certainly for baseball, because we're talking about baseball. And this was fun, by the way. His first pitch, the fact they let him throw the first pitch, he probably asked. But with that said, like, this dude absolutely fearless. And with that said, the hero, the man of the moment, have yourself a moment, Matt Hilton. Have yourself a moment. As we roll on in the countdown, we find our way to number 4, presented by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Look at that. Fantasy Vibe. That's the Mandarin Orange Marshmallow. That's the good one that I was drinking at the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz press conference when I was floating out of my seat. Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit. Shaquille O'Neal, the big man, the diesel. He works on the NBA on TNT. Right down the hall, they've got the NHL on TNT. Take a look at what happens when Shaq crashes the party over on the NHL side of things.
From an analytics standpoint, oh God,
Oh,
is that Shaq Hyman?
There he is.
Oh no, there's another odd man rush. You're basically two people. You're basically two people.
Speed on him.
By the way, folks, it's a silent attack. This guy
Uh-oh.
never.
Uh-oh.
Is that Kill McCarr? Oh, it's Shaq Hyman.
We love you, buddy.
So they're calling him Shaq Hyman after Zach Hyman. He slides and glides, but then when he goes backwards, come on, man. The backward skating, come on. So then Shaq shows up the next night. He crashes the party again, and they're going to demonstrate what it means to screen. Apparently he doesn't understand what it means to screen a goalie. Take a look.
Skating around. Hey, you were great last night. You were great last night again, man. 6 goals in playoffs so far for Shaq Hyman.
Shaq Hyman. Here's your damage right there.
Jack, we were just talking about a guy 5'11", 180, standing in front of the net. Hank, if you're in goal here,
you gotta screen him up.
You're
Can you
screening
stand
him.
right here?
You're
You gotta stand right here.
right there.
See, we face that way.
You're
You're screening. You're screening.
There's the skate. There's the skate.
I need a ladder. The goalie needs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Guys.
Look at the size of Shaq, first of all, with NHL players. That's Hendrik Lundqvist, the legendary goalie. Look at the size of Shaq compared to Anson Carter, as well as B Nasty, and of course, Hendrik Lundqvist. All right, back on me real quick. Shaq, thinking basketball. I'm going to face the screen thing. But the visuals are hilarious. His face is hilarious. And Shaq went back one more time, and this time he's actually going to try and skate. But here's the problem. They do not make rollerblades the size of Shaquille O'Neal's feet. They don't exist. They don't make hockey skates the size of Shaquille O'Neal's feet. So what do you have to do to bring the big man in on skates? You got to go skateboards. Take a look at this.
Is that Shaq? And are those skates? But it's a skateboard? My God.
Unbelievable.
A long way down. Bad news written all
Watch
over
close. This can't go
What
well.
idea was this?
Shaq Hyman.
Look at the sets falling apart. He's pulling down walls.
The camera off him, please.
Yeah.
I hope he signed
Anyone
a
else
waiver.
think this is a bad idea?
My goodness.
As
The temporary
graceful
wall.
as Kuznetsov.
Watch that sandbag.
Okay, here comes an ankle. Bend your knees, bend your knees.
Oh, God.
Come on, wait. He's like 7'4". Wait, come on. Oh, my God. If that's not some of the most dramatic television, you're locked in on that because you're wondering he's going to bust his ass, right? He's going to break his freaking neck, right? Question. Who's the bigger winner out of this? The NHL or the NBA on TNT? Shaq is on the NBA on TNT every night. Like I said, they do almost 40 consecutive nights this time of year. It is must-see TV. You got to watch whenever you were watching is over just to see these guys. But when Shaquille O'Neal comes over to the NHL set and he starts mixing it up with these guys, he starts pretending to skate and skate backwards. And then he's doing the little face. And then he's having his feet duct taped to skateboards. The NHL on TNT, huge, enormous win. What a great crossover. And shout out to Shaq, by the way, for being the most lovable person, quite possibly, in all of sports media. As we roll on in the countdown all the way to number 3, Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views, 29-degree beer, UFC Fight Headquarters, Twin Peaks. UFC 301, free this weekend if you go to Twin Peaks to watch. The BMF belt was back just a couple weeks ago. We saw the most exciting 8 seconds in UFC history, the knockout of Justin Gaethje. But now we get all of these Twitter edits, if you will, where they're subbing in knockouts with people playing guitar. You understand what I'm saying? They take the video and then they add animation and they call this an edit. Take a look at what somebody did to make Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, a Star Wars lightsaber battle. Look. That is unreal. Shout out, by the way, to Ben the Bane Davis. That was his edit, his clip on Twitter. Follow him. The young man is outstanding. Question, is this the best knockout edit that we've seen yet? We've had incredible ones. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, on MMA Twitter, and you see this, but somebody get knocked out, and they'll be slumped, and someone will add an animated guitar in their hands and have them play flamenco. Or someone will suddenly add drumsticks in a drum kit and have them playing drums. That was sick, because that's the actual fight footage. And then you just substitute with the lightsabers. Best edit yet for a knockout, UFC? Answer is absolutely. The roll on to number 2 continues with Sunfest happening this weekend in South Florida. Go to sunfest.com. Cannot wait for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sunfest.com. As I said, we're to number 2. And number 2 is Keyshawn Johnson, who was speaking on his show about wanting Jamal Murray to be injured earlier this week from the Denver Nuggets. Keyshawn is a Laker fan. He wanted this series to extend and continue. He's talking about hoping Jamal Murray was actually hurt so he wouldn't be effective, wouldn't be able to play. Listen closely and watch exactly what Keyshawn, a former athlete himself, had to say about hoping a player was hurt.
Yes, right? Yesterday, you mentioned that he wouldn't play potentially. He had a little deal going on, and I said, good, because I'm rooting for any opportunity to have my Lakers extend the series. I knew if he played, it was going to be rough. You know, you're never going to root for an athlete as a fan or even as a player to be injured, right? But at the same time, if he gives us the edge because he's hobbled, which is, okay, I'll take that. I'll take hobbled. But he wasn't hobbled.
And we hear that a lot in sports, right? You hear there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. Question, is it wrong to hope that players are hurt? Is it wrong to do that? Is it wrong to hope that a player is hurt? Yes. Have I ever hoped that a player was hurt, couldn't continue? Yes. Man, that's my money. We're betting real money, Hard Rock Bet. I'm trying to win. First of all, think about applying this to fighting. Isn't that the whole objective? You're hoping the other person is hurt so they can't continue. Team sport, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, I get it. We're not hoping that a player gets injured, but we're hoping that if a player is injured, that they're not able to continue, because this is not some kind of we want your best shot. We want your best players. No, dog, we want to win. Dean Thomas and I, on our UFC Fight Pass podcast, there's an encyclopedia that said Dean was respected for fighting the best fighters at that time of their prime. And I said to him, man, that's fantastic. Good on you. And he said, don't get it twisted. I would have rather fought less talented fighters, not at the peak of their career, but this is what it was. Is it wrong to hope that players are hurt? Yes. Do I do it? Yes. Do you do it? Yes. We don't want them to get hurt. We don't mind if they're hobbled. So therefore, it gives our team a better chance to win. Common sense. as we reach the finish line. You can see the starting line right in front of us. F1MiamiGP.com. It is the 2024 Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix this weekend in Miami. Starting line to the finish line. Take a look. He was the media darling of the NFL draft earlier this week. The Buffalo Bills selecting Keon Cold-Man from Florida State. Remember, he was shopping for his jackets at Macy's, talking about buying them out of season so you get a discount. Here he is at the Bills complex checking out the cryo chamber. Speaking of the cold, take a look.
What you going there with your boxes?
Yeah, usually we'll print like gloves on. It's not bad. Step in this one.
It's not cold.
This one's a cold chamber.
Hey, boy, that's enough to freeze my pants, boy. We trying to go roll in the snow too? Boy, I just made a grand. I feel like cut the lights off. I feel like the Undertaker. Let's do it again. We gotta reshoot down. We gotta put his music on. This ain't John Cena. This is Undertaker right here.
Oh,
watch
boy.
all the smoke come out of here. This how the pre-draft be.
If you're a little cold, by the way, Celsius, essential energy drinks that'll warm you right up. Question, is he the biggest star of the NFL draft? Yes. I didn't ask if he was the best player. I didn't ask if he was the best pick. I asked you if he was the biggest star. Who is giving us better sound? Who's giving us better visual? Who is being more memorable right now than Keon Cold-Man? And do not get it twisted. It is not lost on me or others that he is replacing a, quote, difficult personality in Stephon Diggs. He is exactly what the Buffalo Bills want and need. He's the personality fit. He's a lot of fun. And so far, he's the biggest star of this entire NFL draft. I dare you to tell me otherwise. And that brings us to the finish line, F1MiamiGP.com. Remember, hit subscribe and also comment. We'll answer to all of those. And also remember this, while every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. Say goodnight to the bad guy. We'll see you Friday.